Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Obsessive Compulsive Gaming. I am the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, and this is my review for Resident Evil Survivor 2 Code Veronica. So dear viewers, this particular game originally released all the way back in 2001, a year I remember fondly as the year I played a hell of a lot of video games. But we are not here to talk about just any old video game. We are here to talk about Resident Evil Survivor 2, and just like that beautiful bearded bastard Barry Burton, you're probably wondering,
what is this?
Resident Evil Survivor 2 is one of those light gun shooty type video games. But unlike the original Survivor, which had its own original story and was longer than the average time I spend in the bathroom these days, Survivor 2 is essentially a cliffnotes version of Code Veronica and is shorter than the average time I spend walking to the bathroom these days. Now I say cliffnotes version of the events of Code Veronica, but this game simply focuses on Claire Redfield and Steve attempting to escape from Rockford Island. Once you do that, the game will abruptly end and oh my god, the whole thing was a dream. Don't you hate endings like that? So let's review this Resident Evil light gun shooty video game the only way I know how. Badly. And let's start with what I enjoyed about Survivor 2. The game does feature Claire Redfield, who is a character that I like, and Steve's here too, and you get to shoot enemies, some of which aren't actually enemies from Code Veronica, and in fact some of them are enemies you might encounter in the original Resident Evil. Nemesis turns up here for reasons, and it's always nice to see him. Apart from that time he walked in on me crocheting a pair of underpants for Bertram. That wasn't so much fun. I didn't really enjoy seeing him that time. If my hesitation isn't a big massive clue, dear viewers, there really isn't much to like about this game. So let's get on to me telling you what I don't like about this game so much. First of all, a faithful retelling of Code Veronica this game is not. Like I said, this game simply focuses on Claire and Steve attempting to escape from the island. The game is divided into stages. Each of the stages are divided into areas. Basically, you have to go, find a key, fight a boss, escape from the level, move on to the next level, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat, wash, rinse, and then approximately 30 minutes later, you'll finish the damn thing, get the reveal that the entire thing was a complete and utter waste of time because it's just a dream, and you will move on with your life. Or better yet, move on to playing an actual good Resident Evil video game. You can play this with a light gun on the PlayStation 2. That's of course, if you happen to still own a PlayStation 2, and if you have a light gun for the bloody thing, which I can imagine a lot of people do not. So you have to use the controller, and let's face it, dear viewers, playing a light gun game using a controller is rather like making love to a cardboard cutout of your wife, as opposed to just making love to your wife. It just isn't any damn fun. Unless, of course, you got a cardboard fetish. But the less said about that, the better. Take my word, dear viewers, and I might have said this before, but if you want to play through an actual awesome light gun Resident Evil video game that actually acts as a kind of sort of remake of Resident Evil Code Veronica, then go and play Resident Evil The Dark Side Chronicles. Not only do you get that kind of sort of remake of Code Veronica, but you also get a kind of sort of remake of Resident Evil 2. And you even get to play through an original storyline featuring Leon and Jack Krauser. But if you're morbidly curious or you just want to see what happens when you're in a stage and the timer runs down and Nemesis gets let loose upon Claire Redfield and Steve, then I suppose you can play this game either on original hardware or by emulating it. Of course, if you emulate the game, you're a dirty, filthy criminal, and you have my sympathy. Therefore, I declare that Resident Evil Survivor 2 Code Veronica is just a bloody dream. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, another review by yours truly. If you enjoyed this little review of mine, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed it, well then feel free to give me a thumbs down. But please remember the single most important thing I always tell you, dear viewer, and that is to always stay obsessed with gaming. Are you still here? Oh, you must have really enjoyed this video then. In that case, you had better subscribe to the channel and check out our other content. Otherwise, you're a booby pants, and no one wants to be a booby pants.